it's MK and I am here with Scraptember2023 and also Mixed Media Mayhem. So during the month of September, a couple of friends of ours, which is the Scrappy Sisters here on YouTube, Katie and Jess, and Laura also does, Laura Alberts. They put together this really cool use your stuff type of thing every day of the month of Scraptember. Now, I don't plan on playing along every single day. I'm going to try to do my hardest, what I can do, but I need to catch up on a few things. So first thing I'm sharing with you guys here is a couple objects that are in the August monthly box from Some Assemblage Required. New to the shop to Some Assemblage Required is this amazing fishnet from Dusty Attic. And then also I will be using this ship's wheel that is currently not in the shop, but I'm hoping to bring it in because it is something super cool and is a great element on your layout. So I absolutely love the ship's wheel, and it's about a good 10 inches big. For the bling from Mixed Media Mayhem, I'm bringing in these pearls. Haven't played with them in a very long time. And then also from Some Assemblage Required, I have the aquarium sprinkles, the coral with the seahorse, and then a couple other odds and ends from my other sprinkle sets. For the tissue part of Mixed Media Mayhem, I pulled out this tissue paper. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but it looks fun. I also have this family photo, which is the prompt for September, or Scraptember. Day 1 is called family. So I've got a family photo that is 3-4 generations within this pool water. So I thought it would be fun to accent this picture and make it all its own. I have this scrap of vellum left over from Stampin' Up. And from Asuka, Welcome to Paradise, I have this beautiful piece of paper that is a wreath, and the other side is this gorgeous water wave. But when I pulled out this, I held my, what's it called? I held my ship's wheel up to it, and it fits absolutely perfectly. I mean, like it was meant to be. So I had to use it. I just really did. So I could not wait to use that. Now, I am going to be painting the ship's wheel as well as the other chipboard pieces with my Minte paints today. So Minte has a chalk paint, and please hold, one is stuck and I'm trying to get it out. Minte makes chalk paints. They are made in Poland, but scrapbook.com, Cherry on Top, they all carry, actually I don't know if scrapbook.com carries this, but I do know that Cherry on Top carries this. And for my ship's wheel, I'm going to use sand, and I think this one is called Bear. Yes, it's called Bear. The thing about these paints is that they dry a chalky color before, so when you put them on wet, that's not the color that's going to come out in the end. So I'm going to take all of these pieces and use all of my Minte paints, which are right in front of me, and paint this. So I pulled out this aqua color right here, and I'm going to go ahead and start painting on my waves and bubbles and whatnot. But I do want to share with you guys what it looks like after it starts drying. You can already see it goes on really dark and then it dries a chalky color. So it definitely has a lighter look. If you're looking for something a little bit more true to form, then you definitely want to take a look at regular acrylic paints. Also too, these paints mix but not real well, and they reactivate in water. And another thing about these paints is that because they are a chalk base, they look dry when you first open them. And if you add a little bit of distilled water to them, then they reactivate perfectly. And you just, I just use the end of a stir stick and mix them up until they're nice and creamy, and then I go to town painting. Now in this video you can see all the paints dry. My ship's wheel is painted that beautiful brown color, which is I was going for a wood green, but you know, I don't know if it worked or not. And I do mix up quite a few paints, and then after a while I get interrupted and I come back to paint, and then I forgot to turn the camera back on. So I only paint a little bit for you guys, but I wanted to share with you guys the camera catching the paint drying, and then you can see how it dries a more chalky look. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Sometimes you don't have to add water if you just keep stirring. There is water already in the paint bucket or the paint tub. And so all you have to do is stir it up, but sometimes you have to add a little bit in, and it is not going to hurt your paints at all. These are very creamy, very amazing paints. I also use these paints on my wood projects for home decor because I love how they dry. I love the chalkiness of them and the what is that, folk art look of them. I just really like that. So I do my bases and whatnot. And like I said, I do end up, coming back through to blend some stuff with water. So that way I can mix two greens and make a different green going on. And I can only do that with water. All right. So my first idea with this tissue paper is, to cut out the leaves and make leaves. Because that's what they are. So I went ahead and I fussy cut out just a whole row of leaves just to see if I liked using them. But I really did plan on using this tissue paper as a photo mat for my photo. Now I did not trim my photo down or anything. I just cut all of the layers, which is the vellum and the tissue paper. I cut both layers just a little bit wider each layer for my photo, and I'm just going to go ahead and put them together and then attach my photo really quickly. I forgot to bring out or zoom out the camera so you guys are really, really close up. But yes, I definitely wanted to have this photo frame. So now what I'm going to do is scrunch these up and give these leaves a little bit of life. And while I was scrunching, I thought, oh my gosh, my fringe scissors would look amazing on these. So let me go and get those. So I went and got the fringe scissors and started trimming up one leaf. And then I really liked it, so I decided to trim up all the rest. I liked the movement. I liked the flow. It just looks really, really good. So I'm going to go ahead and do that on all of these leaves. Even though we are in a swimming pool, we're not, we are at June Lake in the swimming pool of our cabin. And we are not in a tropical form or in a tropical place, but I still love using my ocean embellishments and things for our swimming pool experiences. It just makes sense to me because it's all water related. So I went ahead and put my my ship's wheel down. I'm going to cut up this netting just so that way I can put it around my photo, but make it look like it's bigger than what it is. So there we go. I really like how that looks. And then I thought I was going to add the leaves behind my photo. And so I'm going to go ahead and give those a try. And right off the bat, I'm thinking they're too big. But I'm going to keep going and see how it looks. Sometimes it looks better. But instantly I covered up most of that netting. So I'm going to bring it up just a little bit more. Bring the leaves down. Bring in my beautiful seaweed collection I've got going on, and I really don't like the seaweed mixed with the palm leaves. It's just not, or monstera leaves, I think is what they're called. They just really didn't do anything for me. So I'm not going to end up using them. So I did use a piece of tissue. I just won't be using it as I originally had it planned. So I'm going to go ahead and add the coral from my seahorse and coral collection. I'm going to add a lot more of the seaweed from the aquarium sprinkles that are also in the shop, and then just play around with how I want everything to look. Now I'm limited over on the left side because I want it to be touching the corner of that photo, but I can't build up behind that blue coral as much as I wanted to because it's the weakest spot in my entire chipboard piece. Now I can't build it up as much as I wanted to because then it would have covered up the kids' cousin. So I really did not want that. So I definitely will have to figure something else out. I did bring in that cute little seahorse to help support that side of, not seahorse, that's not a seahorse, that's a turtle. It's a turtle flare to help support that side of the of the chipboard. I also brought in that cute little fish up at the top. Oh my gosh, these flare are so adorable. And if you go over to Scrap and Happy Studio, she actually has a set of 6 which are adorable little animals. I think there's a dolphin and a shark or a whale. I can't remember, but they are adorable. In the shop, in some assemblage required shop, you only get the 2 with a cute little saying. But yes, it's adorable, right? So for the shop's flare, you just get like a sampling, and then it kind of makes you want to go see what else is at Scrap and Happy Studio. At least it does for me. Like, I can't wait. I did also bring in this little scuba, no, it's not scuba, snorkeling mask and tube, because my kids are wearing their snorkeling goggles. And so I thought that was kind of cute to bring in that and recognize that that's what's on their heads. At least my boys are. Nobody else is. Gage has his goggles down on his neck. So yes, definitely have those going on. I am spreading around a bunch of little fishies, trying to figure out where I want things. I know I want some stuff tucked underneath the blue coral at the bottom of the photo just to help support it again. And I thought I was going to put that yellow starfish, but then I got called away and got distracted, and I forgot about it. So I'm going to go ahead and put more fish down and more other starfish down. And then this is where I remember, oh, I didn't put you down. Yep, let me get you down in there. I did put a little bit of pop-up foam underneath it because it has to go on top of another acrylic starfish. But other than that, that is it. I was counting what I was missing, and it was the pearls. So I was counting the fact that I used paint, I used tissue paper, but I forgot to bring in some bling. So I'm just going to scatter the pearls around. Some of them are going to look like little bubbles from the fishies. Others are just going to look like they're hanging on out. And the problem with adding pearls to a very dimensional page is the fact that they're not going to stick very well if you were to put them, like, say, on the netting. I definitely had to make sure that they were secured where they go, because they're such a bulky item that they were just going to flop right off, if I only put half of them on something. So anyways, that is my layout for today. I had so much fun putting this layout together. I love painting with my Mente chalk paints. I just find that they are so pretty. When they dry, and it's a total matte. They're not glossy at all. I'm showing you guys that there's not hardly any dimension on this layout, even though it looks very dimensional. It's not very dimensional at all. Fits in my page album very nicely. And that is it. So down below, I have 2 links. I've got a Scraptember playlist for everybody that is playing along with Scraptember, and Katie and Jess and Laura. Lots of people. And then I also have 2 links for Mixed Media Mayhem, which is the Facebook group for Mixed Media Mayhem, as well as the album for just this recipe that we have picked out. So anyways, thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I truly appreciate it. Talk to you later. Bye.